Hallelujah, all my wonderful and fantastic fun family of winners. Starman Films Global. Let me tell you, man, I am sober more to have my special guest with us tonight. We got the beautiful queen right here, Courtney Green, actress, hostess,
What's
model,
up?
brand ambassador. And we also have political activist strategist, Mr. Samuel Blue. You know what? We're going to change a lot of the format for the Winners Podcast. We're going to start bringing in more relationship discussions, more sexuality, more spirituality, along with the politics, so we could be more diverse and reach a bigger range of people and and more masses. Okay. With that being said, you know what? Since this is your first time on the show, Miss Courtney Green, want you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit, teeny bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Courtney Green. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I have a daughter and a son and a grandbaby. I love to sing. I love to act. I love to perform. I love to be creative. I love life. And I am the fiance of Mr. Sergio Howe. I'm so excited. Um, let's see what else about me. I'm just a all around type person, and I'm just excited to be a part of the show. Excited to hear about the different topics. Excited to hear everyone's views and opinions, and just ready to get it started.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I also want to say that we have been promoted to have a new sponsor. Shouts out to Charles Peterson, Antoine Olston, aka Dooley Dooley, and Scott Booby Berry from Doja Vineyard in Castalia, North Carolina. I don't know if y'all can see that. This is the new product. It's Doja Moons. You know what? You turn it the opposite way and go the opposite way for it to be seen. That is so weird, yo. Anyway, this flavor is hard apple pie. This one is from Tony Armani. Y'all heard of him, right? The Southern Soul artist that's throwing up shots. Just signed with Death Row Records, Snoop Dogg. Oh my God. Got that song, Help Me Find My Draws, and the other one, Country Girls. Hey, I'm trying to tell you. We also have some more flavors, 10 different flavors, and their brand ambassadors are all Southern Soul celebrities. With that being said, shout out to them guys, and we really appreciate your sponsorship. Okay, today's hot topic. I think we're going to save the best for last. Oh, you know what? We're gonna cover all of these, and Mr. Engineer, I might need that extra 30 minutes that we was talking about because me and my fiance, I proposed to her in her home state. I went all the way up there, and I was on stage with 803 Fresh. I know y'all heard of Boots on the Ground where the fans at. So I might, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you that clip, Mr. Engineer, and maybe we'll show it at the end, okay? But let's get it popping for real though. There has been so many different current chains of events. I remember when the far left, which is impossible for them to be right, so it don't surprise me anyway, was saying how racist that always winning ass winner Donald Trump is. But how is it that he's allotting all this money for the HBCUs? How is it he's making it damn near mandatory for banks to provide $250,000 business for small businesses? How is it that they come to find out about this lie about the museum purge? I'm gonna start off with my day one winner for life, uh, political analyst, strategist, and researcher, Dr. Samuel Blue. Let's start with what you want to talk about.
Oh, well, basically, I think the History Museum issue was posted by BET or Black Entertainment News. And probably later that day, the Smithsonian actually posted that was not true. But a lot of people, of course, are posting it, sharing it, and nobody is doing anything to research it themselves. They're just taking it by its face value. So that's basically been debunked since last week when it started. As far as Trump's support for HBCUs, um, he did it in his first administration. He actually removed the HBCU initiative from under the Department of Education and moved it to the West Wing. And so they wouldn't have to, HBCUs wouldn't have to go through the Department of Ed for funding. And he basically guaranteed more money, than his three predecessors prior to that. So I think he's always shown that he supports higher education, that he supports HBCUs. Is just people are not paying attention to that, and I would pay attention to how Howard University, their dorm conditions, North Carolina Central, their dorm conditions, where all those students are they're picketing, they're protesting because for the amount of money that they're paying, the student loan debt that they're taking on, they should have better conditions than what they do. So,
Mhm.
people are losing focus of the main issue.
Okay, check this out now. Let's go to that museum purge thing. Didn't they say that Trump was trying to take away the history of uh of the Tuskegee Airmen? Was that found to be a falsehood too?
Now, what happened with that was in reference to the Department of Defense, and what basically happened with that was, um, everybody don't want everybody to succeed. So when they gave the order to stop reiterating just the race, like just black, they said, well, the person in charge removed the airmen's, the mention of them on the website. But as soon as it
Correct.
was found out, that person, uh, he wasn't a general, but he was relieved, because he basically wanted to gaslight after they did their research, but he was relieved of duty. And they reiterated that the airmen were instrumental, showing resilience through everything that they went through to be some of the best pilots that the U.S. Air Force ever had. So that's why they did take away the Department of Defense site that was about famous African Americans, but they just took it off of that site, and everyone has their own pages.
You
You know,
you know what you know what, guys? As a matter of fact, me and my fiance, we was offered some positions. I wanna elaborate on one position that I personally was offered. Black people always, I mean, I hate to even say black people, but and it's kind of hard for me to even say. You can call me Sambo, house nigga, whatever you want to. I don't give a fat baby's butt. I know what I am. Okay, but it's hard for me to even say our people or my people because I think so differently. I was offered a role, a major role, uh, a paying role. Okay, with IMDb credits. Okay, so I asked the casting director, what was the pay? First off, would I get my IMDb Pro account credits? Secondly, and then third, what was their target audience? She told me that this is a black owned filming project and we're targeting blacks only. If that's not racist, what is? I declined And I told her, I said, I'm not gonna just target a certain race and cut my money in my half, cut my target viewing in half. Because if a white person said support white business only, or I'm only targeting white people, they be boycotting, uh, protesting, and rioting. So I'm not with that. Just black. I think it's a human race, and I think all everybody should be recognized and acknowledged. What's your thoughts on that, Queen Courtney?
Um, I don't have a lot of thoughts on that. I just don't have a lot of thoughts on that.
What I'm saying, honey, is like with Queen's things.
Mhm.
Uh, we're gonna serve Chinese, uh,
Well,
Spanish,
okay, yes, I'll say this real quick. Like
right?
the young, her last name is Sindad. She is. I don't know her, origin for sure, but most people have said she's mixed. Some people have said she's Caucasian. Now, mind you, the song that has so much controversy that she's dancing to basically has a Caucasian and an African American in that song. And yet, this young lady, I feel, is being ridiculed because we as a people feel like, no, this is ours. And if anyone is going to be on a platform doing it like this, it's either going to be one of us or it's going to be the original person. And it can go on and on with so many different scenarios. But at the end of the day, it's about race to me personally, my opinion. And, we're all kind of here and there and everywhere with it. It's just like we take pieces out the Bible and we like this part, but we don't like that. Same thing with race. We like this part, but we don't like that. But I'm going to use this part to my advantage, but maybe not that part. So it kind of just, it's just so many dynamics to it. And I'm like you said, as long as no one's pushing anything that they believe on me, I'm good.
Me too. I can deal with it. I can deal any race, and I'm not gonna limit my talent, our talent, to a certain race. I don't care if it's a green alien. If he got some green money, I'm serving them. All
Well,
right.
I would like to say also that is one thing though that I like about the whole Southern Soul movement because
Mm.
I people getting on one mind and one accord and breaking all those disconnects and opinions about who is supposed to do that and who's supposed to do that and who's supposed to sing country and who's allowed to pop a fan and who's allowed to dance like a girl and do line dances and all of that stuff is like no, enjoy yourself. Everybody just on one mind, one accord, enjoying the rhythm and the beat, and knowing that music is so therapeutic for us, and using that at this time to go through whatever we're going through with the transitions, with Trump being in office and the different changes, and we still have this one thing that's kind of still like connecting us.
Yeah, and you know what has brought unity. Even in, I mean, it has brought so much unity that people have forgot to hate Trump. They forgot to call him racist, rapist, ex-con, a felon, or whatever. It's just
Oh,
it's.
they're
I
not
feel.
doing that.
I mean, in certain arenas, Sam. In certain arenas, yeah, I'll give you that much. I'm just saying, in certain arenas, Sam. Yeah, okay. Now let's get back to this small business loan. By you being the grandmaster researcher, Sam, how true is this mandate? Is should I say mandate or whatever about the $250,000 suggested $250,000 small business loan? Uh, is that directly coming from Trump's orders, or is that just a suggestion?
Well, that's actually what he's trying to get passed in the bill at the end of the month. He's trying. He shared that, and the person over the SBA, Kelly Loeffler, I believe her name. She used to own the Atlanta Dream WNBA team,
Mm.
but she she is basically, proposed that it should be about that amount, and they're actually going to. It's not going to be based off race. It's going to be $250,000 for new small businesses. The
Right.
thing is that you have people out there that's trying to turn it into, well, it's going to be for other people, not black people. My thing is this: if you know it's coming down the pipeline, get your cars together. So when them applications start coming out, they have the requirements. You already know what you need to do to get it. Like, we can't continuously blame stuff. Oh, it's not gonna. Almost like when Kamala Harris first said, "I'm gonna do a $25,000 tax credit for first generation home buyers," and I told somebody, I said, how many black folks do you know that their parents or grandparents or great grandparents never owned a home? If I would say at least 60 to 75% have someone in the last three generations that at least owned a home at one point or the other. So guess what that means? All those black folks are exempt because it said first generation home buyers. The first generation home buyers most likely are going to be first generation immigrants, people that just came here. So I think that was strategic to reward, to get the vote, to get those things, but also to gaslight the black community into something that, if you looked at the actual rules, nobody would hardly be able to qualify for. And then it's not $25,000 cash, it was $25,000 tax credit. And in order to be able to get a $25,000 tax credit, you have to make so much money that you owe $25,000 in
Right.
taxes.
Right.
Or a tax deduction which would take away from your adjusted gross income. It's not giving you $25,000. Like, so it's so many things that I wish people stop putting everything in the race. Just like how Courtney mentioned the young lady that went viral for the dance. She said her dad's black, dark as a boot, and her mother's white. Like, that's her words. Now, people assume her race, but at the end of the day, there's only 7% of black folks that's in America that are 100% black.
Well,
There's only 7%. So if this young lady, her father's part Nigerian descendant and all that, I mean, she's just as black as Obama was, and we said he was our president when his mother was a white woman from Kansas.
Yeah.
So I just think we need to start empowering the black community, our community, into preparing what's coming down the pipeline. Because I was speaking to someone the other day, and he basically, I was telling him, like, all this stuff that's happening with the stock market, with trade. I said the Secretary of the Treasury and the Secretary of Commerce have been given the gems. They've been given all the information for the last 100 days. Like, there's people standing by for all this money, all these grants, all this stuff that's coming through. And when I was talking to the guy, he was basically saying, "Oh, I don't even listen to them because they lie anyways. Oh, I don't even listen to them." Like, you should listen. I told him you should listen to everyone. That way you can tell for yourself, okay, did they really do this, or are they just talking? So I just think we have to stop being so turning every single thing about race. Like Courtney said, when it comes to music and dance, those are things of unity.
That's like international medicine.
Yeah, like you look at what's one of the. I thought the guys were black. It was a '70s song. The Bee Gees, all them.
Oh, the Bee Gees. Yep.
You hear them. Kenny Loggins. Like all these white dudes that was on Soul Train.
yes.
Music.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran. He sound black.
So
Yeah,
that's why I
exactly. So
agree
you
with her.
so you do you think he's gonna be able to pass that about the 250,000 for a small business? See, I already know it's not just for black.
Mhm. Oh,
Do you
I
think he's
believe.
gonna be able to pass that amount?
Oh, it's passing.
It's passing.
If after, especially after today's trade deal with the UK got announced, you
Uh-huh.
know, $10 billion. I mean, excuse me,
Okay.
$10 trillion.
Ten
Um,
trillion.
these, yeah. So I think it's definitely going to get passed because at the end of the day, there's so many things that's going to be in that bill, like no tax for tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of jobs that the black community actually hold. You know, look at all the people, the 4,500 people that work at the RDU1 Amazon warehouse in Ghana. You know, the one out in Durham, the one off of New Bern Avenue. Like when they work overtime, it's affecting them. So when if it doesn't pass, all the dang on senators that voted against it, I know it's going to pass Congress, but the senators that don't vote for it, because they have to get 60 votes, you know, and right now the GOP only has 53 seats. So they have to get 7 people to come over to vote for it to pass. Now, if they don't, what the GOP is going to do, they're going to say, okay, your tax on Social Security, look at the 7, these Democrats who didn't vote for it. Your no tax on overtime, your no tax on crypto, your no tax on capital gains. You know, look who didn't vote for it. And I'm gonna be honest, they're not gonna be able to endure that. If they end up doing that, they're they're basically gonna make in 2026 where the GOP is gonna have over 60 votes in the Senate and be filibuster proof. Like when Obama first came into office, he could pass everything that he wanted to pass because nobody could filibuster him because he had 59 Democratic seats in the Senate and he had the 2 independent. So that's 61.
Wow.
You know what? I that's why I can't understand where all this hatred and all the lies. But I do understand that it is a new form of slavery from the Democratic Party. You had something to say, Queen Green?
I do. I'm sorry, these notifications keep coming over my screen, but
It's
I
okay. It's okay.
I just wanted to say that, with Trump, I just want to say I understand, well, overstand, as you like to say, what he means. Well, I have a different perspective now on what he means by make America great again. I remember when that was just such a stigma and such a, yeah, make America, based on race again, and in my opinion. But I just read something and I just wanted to share it real quick, and I'm gonna read it real fast and it's real short. It says that the 7A loan program in SBA's flagship program, which is a public-private partnership, which offers government guaranteed loans to help small businesses finance equipment purchases, real estate acquisition, working capital, including revolving credit lines and business expansion. Now, here's the good part right here. Since January of 2025, SBA has approved over 1,120 SA loans for manufacturers with a total loan volume of 677 million. During the same period, the SBA approved less than 657 A loans for manufacturers with a total loan volume of 497 million. Nearly 99% of American manufacturers are considered to be small businesses. I feel like with the impact that this is going to have, it is creating a ripple effect for jobs, creativity, and for everyone to get a piece. You might not get the loan, but you're going to get a piece somewhere because everybody's going to be thriving together.
Wow, that's my freaking boo babe. aka fiance. Straight like that.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. Looky. All right, let's move right along before I have an orgasm over here. Uh let's get over here to damn what we y'all maybe I may have lost my train and chain of thought. Oh, we gotta go over here to this HBCU. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
HBCU. And last thing I know, that stands for historically black college and university. If this man doing all that for historically black colleges and university, even if you thought he was a racist, how can you continuously call him a racist? Just some light on what he doing for the HBCUs, analyst, strategist, researcher Samuel Blue.
I I really just think he's allowed everything to be on an even playing field.
Mm.
And that to me is what Martin Luther King talked about. When he talks about judging people by the character versus the color of their skin, when he's talking about don't give me, a handout, give us hand ups.
Mm.
Like we just want MLK's interpretation of equality was not to be treated any different. If you're going to smack a white man, smack the black man. Don't just smack the black man and not the white man. Everybody should have that same opportunity. So when we go into a bank, like there's an issue where they did a few things where there was a black couple who posted their home for sale in Atlanta, and they had their family photos, and they thought that the appraisal was very low. Well, they hired another company to come in, and they swapped the pictures to, put white folks up there. And then the appraisal came out to being like $125,000 more. To me, that's foul. No one should want that. If it shouldn't, the value of my home shouldn't depend on the color of my skin. So I think there's certain things that we want, but when they talk about the word equity, equity literally means getting nothing done, just the appearance. Like we may not do it, but we spent $10 million. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, they spent $28 billion to fight homelessness. And for the since he was the mayor of San Francisco, since he became governor, their homelessness has skyrocketed, yet they're spending more money. And he uses the terms equity. We want everybody to have the opportunity and equity in being a first-time homeowner or affordable housing. And that's the reason why I tell people like to be careful when you get a Habitat for Humanity home, things like that, because you can never buy that land. That's the reason why the home is so cheap. You're only buying the building. Wow. So when you're doing that closing, signing 40, 50 signatures, it says at the end of 90 years, it reverts back to the Raleigh Land Trust. It doesn't matter how many people, and let's say if that you pay $150,000 for that home, but then they rezone and the value of that home is $500,000. The benefit of owning a home is that you could sell it for the new market value and make a profit to invest how you want. But when you buy a Habitat for Humanity home or any of the affordable homes that they're building under the program, it's the land belongs to the Raleigh Land Trust. So what happens is if you also sign in the closing that if you just to sell your home, you cannot sell it to anyone other than back to the Raleigh Land Trust, and you cannot charge them more than what you paid for it.
Wow.
So what they're doing is they're not creating generational wealth, like they're saying, they're creating generational renters. And, they pass down, Section 8 you pass down, and it's another form to me of Section 8 that you're just passing down. In 99 years, they don't even need to get you to get taxed out, to put it on the ballot to raise your property taxes. In 99 years, they're just sitting back while you're putting this money into this home to make it better, to upfit it, to do repairs, and then at 99 years, it's taken right back. The Raleigh Land Trust basically has all this land sitting there, and all they want to do is they needed to generate some money rather than just sitting there. So they created it as a new term. It's basically the new term renter. So I just think, everyone should just want the equal opportunity. If I score 1,500 on my SAT, I should get all the dang on scholarship offers that this white kid gets, or this Asian kid gets, or vice versa. Not to hold me back because of the color of my skin or my race.
Right.
So I just think that we need to start, through music, through dance, through events that unify people. I think that's basically what we need.
I want to take this time. I want to encourage the viewers. My engineer just told me we got quite a few viewers. I want to encourage you viewers to go ahead. The link is provided to this yard stream. I want to encourage you guys to comment or interject. Actually, you can actually come in on live. It's virtual. We encourage that, and we love for you to join the show. Okay.
And click the thumbs up.
Or thumbs up,
Thumbs up.
something. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? No but love over here. We love
And
everybody.
subscribe. Yeah.
Okay. And subscribe, share,
That's right.
like, view.
Right.
It don't cost you nothing. We'll do it back. You do it for us, we'll do it back to you. Matter of fact, we'll do it anyway. How about that? Whether you do it for us or not. But anyway, let's say it's halftime right now. And y'all see me over here. I'm smoking that CBD from Rachi Myers Collective Visions. All right. That's why I look like a black Jap right now. But anyway, our next topic is, and it's so appropriate. Do anybody else have anything else they want to discuss about that? Especially you viewers. Come on in here. What you scared for?
Who, me?
No, I'm talking about the viewers. I know you ain't scared. That's what I love
No,
about you.
I found that conversation very interesting, and I learned a lot. And I just like what I'm seeing online when I'm looking up things about Trump and what's going on and just a movement. I like how people are taking the negative and really turning it into a positive, taking those lemons and making lemonade. I mean, even just sitting here sharing is, opening up dialogue amongst people, and we're connecting. I'm meeting new people, right here today. And I don't mean to keep reading stuff, but I just got to share this. It'll take me 1 minute.
No, we love it. We love it. We love it. Bring it.
I like the wording in this. It says, we're empowering HBCUs for American future. And it says that President Trump supports our nation's incredible HBCUs and their critical contributions to opportunity, innovation, and economic strength of the United States. I love that. And then it goes on to say they're addressing and fostering opportunities in economic mobility, national competitiveness. It says that HBCUs have made extraordinary and great contributions. It says that nearly 300,000 individuals annually pursue their dreams through HBCUs throughout the United States. And this is the last thing. It says that these institutions generate $16.5 billion in annual economic impact and support over 136,000 jobs, strengthening communities and the nation. That is just powerful. And to know that the current president, no matter what color, is saying that, guess what? That's detrimental to the future. That makes me feel so good having children and grandchildren that are coming up, knowing that, they'll have an opportunity and their friends and so on. I think the song that Kendrick Lamar did, out of all of that went on during that Super Bowl, for me, the main words that come to me are about the cultural divide, getting rid of the cultural divide. And it started there, and he launched it, And then from there, it seemed like the Southern Soul launched it. And let's see what is next. You know, Trump is launching it. We have people that are just launching rockets into the air that are spreading love. Even me and my baby, we spread love. You know, that was a big deal that 803 Fresh was willing to get on stage and do that for us. You know, but look how much love went out there. He sang a song to us that he sang at his wedding. This man was just on stage, you know, doing some Beyonce stuff. So it's spreading, and that's my cover background on my Facebook. Love is in the air.
Hey,
And the
Fitz.
fans are blowing it everywhere. All right, I'm done.
We got one. I'm bringing her in now.
Okay, say that.
Hi, everybody.
Hey! Oh, what up? That's Hottie Magnificent. What are you doing, girl? Let's crack the leg. But hold on one second. Honey, I want you to grab that fan and pop it. Because you did your thing on that right now. Pop that fan. Hey! You know, we know we're our fan, that we each other's biggest fan. That part.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I want to say, oh, show them what that hat say. What that hat say?
Bride to be.
Hey,
Alrighty.
you know we extra over here.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Hey, thank you. But I also want to say, yeah, I can't understand, but I can't understand how they are saying about they hated the government for so long, and now that it's being fixed, they got a problem with it. And then, okay, Department of Education, you got people graduating with a 6th grade level of education. The DOE is supposed to have been dismantled, but they complaining about that. Okay, like you said, now with all the money been given to the HBCUs, how can you call this man a racist? How can you call this man a racist and he's mandating $250,000 for small business loans, stopping tips on tax, stopping tax on Social Security, stopping tax on overtime? That's what our people do. That's affecting us. That's helping us. How you do that? I don't understand. I don't understand that, but I do understand where it's coming from. That's coming from the 93 years of the Democratic Party, hope dealers selling hope dreams to hope addicts. Damn that. I want action. But what you doing, Heidi? I'm glad you came and joined us. Your daughter doing fine?
Yeah, she's doing great. That was the
That's
last
good.
chorus concert. Wait a minute, no. One more.
One more. Okay.
It's almost over.
Okay, well the topics tonight was the support that Trump is infiltrating for the HBCUs, the small business loans he's mandating for small businesses, and then about they finding all of the history museum that purge being false, totally false. And our last segment is on relationships, of course. You know what I mean? It is my show. I'm just joking. But anyway, but I'm not joking. Hey, what you got to say about any of that, Lyric?
Well, with the HBCUs, with Trump, it's always give it a take. I'm gonna give you something and make it look fancy and pretty, and then I'm gonna take it back. So I'm not
Calm
impressed
down,
with nothing that he's
Sam.
doing.
Calm down.
Yeah, I'm really just not impressed at all. It's a lot of things that he has done that I'm like, hey, I'm cool with that. But for the most part,
But you're
I'm
the
just
type
waiting
that
to see
don't
it play
believe it
out.
until you actually see it, right?
Yeah, you got to show me. You know how I am. You got to show me. You got. I don't just go by what you say or what what looks like. No, I got to see. I got to see.
Oh, by the way, Courtney, I want to tell you. Now, as far as an A&R, this is one of the strictest. Now, I'm strict too, right? I'm not an A&R, I'm talent scout. But this is one of the strictest talent A&R people in the industry. I think you retired now, right?
Not quite retired, but
Huh.
I slowed down. I had to switch courses with COVID, and I
No,
just,
okay.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm trying something new and something different, and still working around and figuring that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, not
So
retired,
you
but
saying that
just
you
on
don't
pause.
totally believe that, okay, he's giving the blacks a little bit of grain and
Yeah,
then
just
taking
feeding the
it
mice.
back.
Yeah, he's just feeding the mice. Just feeding the mice. I'm gonna give you a little bit and make you smile, and then I'm gonna take it on back. And
Okay, and you saying that's what he's doing with the HBCUs
yeah.
and the small business owners?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now what do you say? What do you say about all the false narratives about the museum purge?
Now, as far as the museum goes, I don't know if that's false or not. I just know what was put out in the news, and this is missing, that's missing. Pretty much anything black is missing for the most part. So I'm not sure what all, because it's a museum, so it's a lot of stuff. But
Okay, here you go. Here you go. Here you
yeah, I'm
go.
looking. I'm looking.
Okay, that's from the Smithsonian. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, I tell you what. Just give her the article so she can view it later. This is the Smithsonian itself saying it's false. Okay, this
Okay.
is not Fox. This is not MSNBC. Okay, or CNN.
Yes,
Hey, I
I'm
This
put
is
the
reading.
link in the
I'm reading.
YouTube chat.
So where did that come from?
that came from the Smithsonian itself.
No, not that. I mean, I'm saying, where did the rumor come from? Where did that come from?
You don't
Because it
know
was all over.
you
It was all
It
over the
came from
news.
Black Entertainment News Network.
Black Entertainment BET. And you know what's weird about that? BET is not even black.
Yeah, no, it's not black owned.
So you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy.
But anyway, let's moving right along.
Yeah,
By the
messiness.
way, y'all make sure y'all order y'all some Doja Moon so y'all can feel like I do. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
That
where that
Doja
come
Moon.
from?
That's our new sponsor, Lyric. That's our new
Okay.
sponsor for real.
All
All right.
righty.
Okay. And hit up Rashid Myers for your CBD. All right.
Okay.
Um, let's talk about something really deep. I mean, it's deep enough to sink the Titanic, large enough to beam up the whole planet. If you think you could stay alive and survive, go ahead and take a dive. But your ass better drive for what it's worth before Scotty beam up the earth. Take you to another dimension, leave your ass standing at attention. I just want to mention that. I'm talking about LOVE, love. Let's talk about that. Who want to start that?
I
Who
like
want to
that.
start? Who want to start? Who want to start off on that one?
Love stinks. No, I'm sorry.
Well, the
Hold on.
question was,
Skirt. You know what? You know, that's a
I'm
good
just
one.
messing.
Why did you say love stink?
Because that movie. You ever seen that
Oh, okay,
movie?
that's it. All right, Sam brought up something good. He said, what did you say? Who's the most sought after? Or
who's
what?
the prize? The man or the
Who's
woman?
the prize? Why that? If you say it
The
to me,
union is the
I
prize.
say it's 14, it's 13 women to every man. So the man really is the commodity. But the Bible also say that foolishness is tied up in the heart of a man. So it ain't really, it's less men than that. So I mean, I feel like I won. You know, I know I'm a commodity and I know I'm the shiznit. You know, I know that. I ain't gonna lie. But I feel like I won. I really did. I never thought I'd feel like this before. I ain't never been in love like this before. I'm just plain shitiful, you know, for real. But Courtney, what about love do you want to talk about?
Well, I remember I had texted you a series of things that you had stated about love, and you said some people don't know how to love, some people never been loved. Keep going with me, help me out, because that's why I texted, because I knew
Some people don't want love,
some people don't want love,
and some people are scared of love.
Some people scared of love.
And I
That's
mean,
right.
like this has been my experience. So I was raised very sheltered. And my mom and dad, they were married for 69 years. I have never seen them argue not one time. I know they had their disagreements, but none of my siblings, none of us seen that. So we didn't know people was getting abused, sexually, domestic violence. We didn't know nothing about that. So being a lamb going out there amongst the wolves, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for a person who's been nurtured and sheltered with nothing but love to meet somebody who's grew up off of survival and violence and try to make it work. It is extremely, extremely hard, you know? And this woman right here, I've been in like with Courtney
Don't
since
start that. Stay on
yeah.
topic.
No. I'm telling this is my experience since 2013. All right. I met her in 2013. She was married, and I was in relationships. Okay, so we communicated, but I respected the boundary, and she did too. And then we kept bumping into each other, and still same thing. But March 22nd, you know, we bumped into each other, and we belong to each other ever since then. And yeah, and it's just been like it's really the first time that I ever been in love, because every other relationship there's certain things you don't do when you're in love. You're not going to jeopardize your freedom. You know what I'm saying? All my blessings came from the devil back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Selling drugs and all that stuff. When you in love with somebody, you don't sell no drugs and all that stuff like that. You know, that's why I got a new attitude on marriage. I used to say that shit was just a piece of paper, but no. I feel way differently about it now. What's your thoughts, Courtney? Who I want to interject? I'm just so in love over here right now.
Okay. Well, real quick, back to the question, which is, about who's the prize. I'm gonna read this right quick. It says, neither the man nor the woman is more of a prize in a relationship. Both partners should be seen as equals, each bringing their unique strengths, their qualities, and their value. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, love, and support, where both individuals feel cherished and appreciated. And that's what he and I, are working towards daily. I don't feel the age difference at all. All I see though is we're both creative and we're both on this high level of go, do it. Let's, and trying to balance between one another so that we don't bump heads. But we like it says, we bring our strengths, our qualities. I know what his strength is, he know what mine is, and we respect that and don't try to be two chiefs in a, pen or whatever how they say it, and just learning each other daily, but not getting upset about it when there's a difference, but embracing it, learning about it, and going off of my past on how I reacted before and saying, well, that didn't work. So let me see, let's talk about this. And why is that in my chest? What is that? Let's talk about it. So it's been a learn, and then just bringing so many different dynamics into a relationship, the children, the parents, the friends, the co-workers, the internet, all that is playing a part now in relationships. And I know that he and I was also talking when we were going to bring up relationship stuff, is how we're meeting people now. We're meeting them on social media. We're meeting them, through where we're talking through text all the time now. We're not communicating on the phone, fake, all that stuff. Every time Sergio calls me, he FaceTimes me. Every time. And not to watch me or what are you doing? No, it's I want to see my baby. I want to talk to you, just like we're doing right now. We have our own little podcast every day. But I like that. It's different, but at first I'm like, based off of past, you ain't got to be sitting every time I'm man. I turn my camera. That's how I want to know. But he showed me it was nothing like that. And it has brought us closer. And I'm like, I like this. This is different. Social media or internet. I'm feeling this for the relationship. So.
That's nice.
Okay, check this out. You know what? This is very, very rare. And Lyric and Sam, you know this is rare. Okay, Sawyer actually wants to come in and speak on who is the prize. Now, is this
Okay.
rare? Is this rare, Lyric?
This
Is
is
this
super
rare,
rare.
Sam?
I just have a few questions
Okay.
Okay.
because I have written a thesis on this, and I thought my questions were just going to be for Lyric, but apparently they're for Courtney too. So I'd like for both of you to engage with this just as good faith as you can. I just want to come to a conclusion of each question, if that's okay. What are men's resources? As it pertains to a relationship, what would their resources be?
Can you define what you mean by resources?
I'll just give you the answer to save time. Men's resources as it pertains to a relationship is status, money, and a network. All of these things that he can use to show this woman great life, great experience, regardless of age or difference. These are the things that women most seek in a man: status,
Okay.
money, and network.
Okay.
You want him to have money, and you want people to know who the hell he is. Because if people don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. What are a woman's resources? Maybe
Tell us.
something like looks, something like chastity, something
Well,
like the ability to raise a family,
you're
perhaps.
speaking in terms of
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I don't agree with that now. No.
Okay.
No.
No, it's okay to agree. It's okay
Yeah.
to agree because it leads perfectly to my next question.
We
Courtney. No,
Go ahead.
that's just fine. You can disagree. Yeah, that's what I said. You can disagree.
Go
That
ahead,
which
go
leads
ahead,
to
go
my
ahead,
next
Sawyer.
question. You said, Courtney, you said that a healthy relationship means a partnership, meaning two equal people. The man and the woman are partners. Correct?
Yes.
Let me just ask you, are you a Christian?
No.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
So you would say that the most healthy relationships probably are more secular.
No. I don't.
Okay, so the most healthy relationships revolve around religion.
No.
No.
So it's either
No.
all right, dictated by the laws of logic. It's either one or the other. It's either more healthy religious or more healthy secular. And the way that we can prove that is we can actually look at statistics for religion
No.
within the most successful
Hold
marriages.
on. I could sum that up in 2 notes.
Go ahead, baby.
No. 3 notes.
I'd be very interested. I'm
Hold
very
on.
interested to hear.
Hold on. Love conquers all. Period. Whether you're broke.
Yeah, but what kind of relationship does that love? I just
Whether
want you to
you're
clarify.
broke.
I just
Now I
want you to
see why you ain't
clarify.
never been on here before. All right. Whether
Whoa,
you're
I just want you to
broke.
clarify something, Fitz.
No, I am. Whether you're broke, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist,
Whatever it is.
Taoist, Shintoist, Hinduist, must I go on?
I love you.
Love conquers all.
Mhm.
All right, screw it. Now,
Okay,
cliches.
so you would say, I just want you to clarify something, Fitz, if that's all
Go
right.
ahead. Let's get it.
What do the
Let's get it.
statistics say?
I done had 2 shots. Let's get it.
Hold on. Could I
Fit.
interject real quick with what you said, Sawyer? I feel men are the prize. And let me
Of
tell you
course.
what. I know what Courtney read was probably written by a woman.
Duh.
But the reason why I feel men are the prize is because women are the gatekeepers.
To sex.
Gatekeepers collect. So when a man and a woman begins to talk a relationship, the man does not care about her education, her status, her, any of the physical things other than maybe this is somebody I want to get with, whether physically or this is somebody that vibes. But when women as the gatekeepers, in order for that man to get through the gate, he has to have this certain status or respect. He has to have all these things in line.
That's why I went over the resources, because
Men-
men have
Hold
to
on,
work.
hold on,
Men
hold on.
have to work for their status. Women are born with it.
And let me tell you how they're born with it. Can I give you one example?
Please do.
Please.
Well, when we talk about the gender pay gap, right? When a man applies for a job, that man, the first thing he's thinking about during that interview process is, okay, I'm going to be able to pay my mortgage. I'm going to be able to take care of my family or the people I care about.
I'm going to be able to care for a family.
That's the first priority when a man applies. When I have spoken to women that apply, the first thing that's in their head is, what days do I get off? How, they're like, they're thinking about how do they get away from work.
That's
So
girls.
Well, I mean,
That's
we don't even
girls,
have
though.
to look. We don't even have to look at personal anecdote though. We can actually
But
look
those
at
are
real life
girls.
numbers within
Those are
the.
girls.
Yeah,
Those are
'cause
not
I'm a
women.
workaholic.
We can look at real life numbers throughout the nation of successful relationships that are still intact, and who is supporting that relationship. The amount of
I
people,
think it's
like the percentage of relationships where both people are making the same amount of money. Do you even realize how unlikely that is? Let alone how often you're trying to advocate for it.
Yeah, I know that's offset. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always going to be a breadwinner. No two
Yeah.
people are going to be equal. That's not real life.
That's offset.
let me
Now, I'm not gonna say no.
You
But
already did.
it's a slight chance. But I can't say that men are strictly the prize, and I can't
Yes.
say
So
that
we
women
should
are
advocate
strictly
for a
the
slight
prize.
chance. We should advocate for a slight chance. That's
Okay.
the outline here.
I just can't say.
I
Okay,
know.
since y'all put it that way, since you put it that way, happy
Well, I
wife.
brought Christianity to
No,
it.
no, 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 no. Happy wife, happy life.
Written
That's
by
the reason.
feminists.
That's the reason.
Hold on. One at a time. Sam, happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. You know why?
Why?
The
This
men
man's paying for her nails.
Hold on, Sam. Hold on, Sawyer. Go ahead, Sam.
The man is the one that strives to make her happy. If you have a happy wife, you have a happy life.
Oh,
Like,
bullshit.
you just said it.
No, I didn't say that. I'm asking
did
you.
not-
It's
You
no. Okay, hold on. You said a lyric. Happy wife, happy life.
Happy husband.
No, 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 no. I'm asking you. Happy wife,
Yeah,
happy life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
If I'm happy, it's gonna be a happy life. If
Oh,
I'm happy, I'm gonna make him happy.
Sawyer. Happy wife, happy life.
Are you asking me if my happiness pertains to someone else's happiness?
Oh, I already know the answer from you. That's right. Bye,
Right.
Yeah,
Colin.
that'd be retarded. No.
Right.
Hey, Boo
My
Bay. Hey,
happiness
Boo
has to
Bay.
do with my happiness.
Hey, Boo Bay.
I'm
Happy
single,
wife.
so I can be
Happy
happy
wife,
without a
happy-
girlfriend.
Okay, all right. Hey, Boo Bay. Happy wife, happy life.
No, but I already know what you're gonna say. So go ahead, baby.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Happy spouse, happy house.
There
Both
you
parties
go.
gotta be happy.
There you
Fuck
go.
that.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
that cliche shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I
But that's
gotta
a
be
totally
happy
different.
too.
That's a
You
totally
gotta be
different
happy
topic
too.
than what we were
Sam,
talking
you
about
gotta
5
be
minutes
happy
That's a
ago.
total
too.
different level of
We're talking
maturity.
about something totally different from what I came in asking about, though.
see,
I know that's
basically,
good. I'm doing that on purpose. All right.
but basically,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Hey, Sam. Now you feel where I'm coming from with that one, though, Sam.
not at all.
No.
It's not. You rather say happy wife, happy
As
life
a
than
married,
happy spouse, happy house.
as a happily married man, no, I don't. I don't under. I
Sam
Let
is
me
not
let me ask
working
you
the
one
way.
question, Fitz.
Sam is not
Let me
Yeah.
ask
making
you one
those.
question, Fitz.
He's not
Yeah,
What
making
is-
those
go
numbers.
ahead.
Let me ask you What is something that men want the most? Put aside her personal resources that I spoke on first when I came in here. What is something that men look
Right.
for when they look for a woman? Like, oh man, she's hot.
Okay.
Anything
Okay.
else?
Okay. Now you didn't. You said.
I'm just asking. You can answer
okay.
any way you'd like,
I'm very
Fitz.
anal. I'm very anal when it comes to words. A man. You
That's
asked what
why
do a man want, right?
when
Right.
a man looks at a chick that he's attracted to,
A
what do you
man
think
ain't
is
gonna look
most
at a
likely
chick.
to
A man
attract?
gonna look at a woman.
Oh my God. All right, look, if you want to get
Right.
caught on semantics, then maybe I
Right.
can put on a
Okay.
translator.
But that's
But let's
I
like
want out of a
word
woman. I
very
can
important.
get poop. Listen, you
these are
asked.
But
I can get.
minuscule.
okay,
These
Sam,
are
Sam,
Fitz. I'm from
I can
South.
get.
I'm
Okay,
from
what
South
would you say a
Carolina,
man?
man. I say
What does a
chick.
man look for? What does a man look for from a woman, Sawyer?
Majority of the time, that she's
Yeah,
cute,
She's what?
okay,
monkeys are
good
cute.
looking.
Monkeys and
okay.
puppies are cute.
So,
Well,
yeah,
that's a problem that you need to talk to God with. But I'm talking about women.
everybody wants a decent looking person.
There
Of
you
But
go.
course.
Okay, they want
Thank
an
you, Lyric.
attractive woman.
Yes.
What else?
Well, no,
What
at
else
least
do they want,
Lyric
Sawyer?
is at
What else?
least attempting to engage with me right now. She's the
I'm
only one here that's
asking you,
actually
what
been
else
willing
do
to
they want?
engage.
What else do
okay,
a man
because
want from a woman, Sawyer?
I understand from both sides.
What
So
what what does a woman look for?
Yeah, what does a man look for from a woman?
Once again, good looking.
Okay, one,
Majority of the time, it's because
one.
he wants a good looking woman at his side, because a good looking woman makes him look good.
Okay.
She doesn't have to do shit. Just be there.
Wow.
Hold my arm and I
No, that
look
ain't no
better.
man. That's a duck. That's a
Is that
sucker.
Dude.
where they do that at?
What
That
what
ain't no
planet
man.
are you
That's a
living
Young
on?
sucker.
damn work.
All right.
That ain't no
Well,
man.
look,
Beautiful.
Fitz, you're making an argument from your feelings right now, dude.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
talking
asking
about
you to
this is
take a look
real.
around
I
you.
know. Well, my feelings been coming
I'm just
on since
asking
I
you,
was 2.
Fitz.
Hey,
I'm just asking you to take a look around you. Now, let's go ahead since you like to move it on. I see I'm making no progress here. Let me
No,
move it on.
I don't want to move on. I want to elaborate. I need 30 more minutes now for the show. Come on.
I wanted to elaborate a while ago.
All right, what's the
All right,
second thing
I'll make
that a
you a deal,
man wants
Fitz.
from a
I'll
woman?
make you a deal, Fitz.
Go
I'll
ahead.
clarify if when I ask you to clarify, you let me ask you the clarifying question.
I
Deal?
guarantee you will.
Is that
get
a deal?
That's a deal.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So what's your
Number 2,
clarifying
we're on the
question?
number 2 reason why a man wants a woman.
Oh no, that was my point. That was it.
Oh, that one thing? That's all he want her for?
That majority of the time, that is what a majority of the men share.
That is not a
When we're
man,
courting for
though.
women,
Okay.
a majority of men are looking for good looking women. And nowadays, since the majority of the planet is secular and not religious, less men than ever, for the first time in history, a minority of men are not looking at chastity. But why is that?
Chastity,
Yes,
what the
why
hell is
is
that?
that?
That right now, you know what
It
chastity
means
is right now?
it means
Chastity is
not put
somebody's damn name. That's all that is. Chastity is
Fitz.
just somebody's name right now. What's your
Fitz, you're
thoughts
being
on? What's
so
your
bad.
thoughts
You're
on it,
being
Courtney?
so bad faith, and you're doing it on purpose.
Courtney, what's your thoughts on what Sawyer just said?
I don't forget. Y'all saying so much.
No, he said that men.
Religious men. I'll say it.
Yeah, I'll say this.
Religious men.
I'll say this. Let me say this right quick.
Go
I think
ahead.
I think I'm a very attractive woman. I don't have a problem getting a man, a boy, whatever. But at the end of the day, when I take this wig off and these lashes and this makeup and whatever else I got to make me look like, you know,
That's neat. It's nice that we're talking about you now, but we're trying to talk about the majority of people in the country. We can talk about you on another show, but the question was pertaining to the majority.
Well,
the people around you.
Take something off and be the real them.
Yeah,
and most
Courtney, that's a logical fallacy. It's called
Okay,
it's called
hold
an
on,
appeal to personal anecdote.
Okay, sorry. Real men already know that they're being catfished
Speaking of
from
logical
jump.
fallacies, you just hit me with a logical fallacy, the no true Scotsman fallacy. There's no such thing as a real man. It's either a man or not a man.
All real men know
There's
they're
no such
being
thing as a real
catfished
man.
from jump. They know that what they see
Hear me
is
out,
not what
Fitz.
they're gonna get.
Fitz,
What's
We
real
know
hear
this.
me out.
What's
Hear
a
We
me
real
out.
fall in love. We fall in love with the
Fitz,
heart in
Fitz,
their
what is
mind.
a real man? Fitz, what's a real man?
A real man is not gonna want somebody because of how they look or how good they punani is.
How does that
Oh, hold on
differentiate
now.
him from not a real man?
That part.
Wait a
How,
minute
what's
now.
the difference between a real man and a man?
I just told you. A
No,
real
you
man
told
is
me
not gonna
qualities.
want
You
no
told me,
woman based on how
look,
they look or
Fitz,
for a trophy.
Fitz, you're giving me qualifiers, and I'm asking for contrasting features.
What the hell are you talking about, man? Goddamn it!
You're
Help me
giving
get
me
on that
qualified.
goddamn planet you
Listen,
on. I'm smoking the wrong
I'll
shit over here.
clarify.
I'm
I'll
smoking the wrong
clarify if
shit
you'd
over
like.
here.
I'll
Help me
clarify
get
if
on the
you'd
planet
like.
you on, Sawyer.
I'll clarify if you'd like.
Oh, help me,
You
Jesus.
told me the qualities of a real man. I'm asking for the differences between a man and a real man. You gave me qualifiers pertaining only to the real man.
Okay, guess what the difference is? The word real before man.
Okay, do you want me to now? Can I tell you what that is? That's called a no true Scotsman fallacy. There's no such thing as a real man. You're either a man or you're not.
No, that's what he's in Helen.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just not going to let him get away with it.
No. There's such thing as a real man because I know people that call themselves a man and they're a woman.
It's like you're a father or a daddy. It's a difference.
Yeah,
Right.
would you say you're not a real man,
A
or would you
wife
say
and a
you're not a
girlfriend. It's a
man?
difference.
Okay,
I'm
and
gonna
if
put
there's
it this way.
A virgin
You
and a
can put
hoe.
a title on it. You can put a
you're not
title
going
on
to
it
tell
any
a
kind of
trans
way you want
person,
to.
you're not going to tell a trans woman you're not a real man. You're just going to tell them you're not a man.
What?
What are
They
you
still a
talking about,
man.
man? Give me some of that shit you smoking.
If they
I'm
a
smoking
virgin,
the
they still
wrong
a
shit
man.
over here.
Okay,
I
look,
know
if I got the trans part, look, let's say a woman that got bottom surgery and is calling herself a man. You're not going to call her a real, you're not going to say you're not a real man. You're just going to say you're not a man.
No,
Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah,
God,
there you go. Yeah, that part. Yeah, that
Okay,
part.
so you can agree with that. Yeah,
No.
because you understand the fallacy
Okay,
in that
but I'm
term.
like Tina Turner. I'm like Tina Turner now. What love got to do with it? You go back over there and be the engineer. What love got to do with it? For real, we talking about love. You done took us way off of love.
Dang.
All right,
It's stuff like
What?
that. Five
I never wanted to
you
come up.
took us
I
way
told you
off of.
specifically pertaining to the prize. I told you what I
Screw
was going
you,
to ask
hippie.
about.
Take your ass home. Go back to the studio. uh, 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 I forgot what the hell we was talking about.
Man.
Lyric,
Yeah.
health, happy wife, happy life. What's up with that?
Yes, but you also have to make sure that your husband is happy because then it's gonna be hell. So
Okay,
it is a union. You have to have a like-minded, goal together of we gonna feed each other. It can't just be a one-sided thing because somebody's gonna get aggravated, somebody's gonna get tired. You're not gonna be as pretty in 10 years. He's not gonna look at you the same. So you have to build from the inside. Your character and your morals and your strength of having his back is what's gonna hold you together. The looks of the beauty is gonna fade, but the genuineness is gonna be there. The love is gonna be there. You're gonna be able to feel that. You're gonna be able to see that. So it's
Hi,
the
girl.
union that's the prize.
I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, go ahead, Courtney.
Oh, I mean, I just feel like women can take a seed and they can water that thing and make it grow, and they can make that man flourish into whatever he want to be. I don't care if he want to be president. He can be whatever he want to be with a good woman by his side.
Right, with the right woman.
With the right woman, she gonna pour into that man. She gonna let him know, baby, you the greatest. You can do it, baby. I can go back. I'm here for you. And it don't matter about no religion or your politics.
None of that.
We
But
opposite.
you know what? I wanna show how close that shit hits home to people you really love and care about, and how diverse and how people think differently. Okay,
It was good.
my
It was good. I
engineer,
like
for going on 6 years. Okay, and label mate, and he my label mate just told me that men want women for a trophy.
They do.
That
And I,
is, and you agree with that?
I agree. I do agree with that
I never
because
said that.
I have been that. I agree. Whatever it was that you said, I understood, and I agree with it because the first half of my life was that. You know what I
But
mean?
that is not a man. That's a nigga.
I got away with a lot. I juggled several relationships at a time, like because of my look. Because of the way I look, I got away with so much bullshit. The meaner I treated a man, the better he treated me. It was like I could do no wrong. So, and it wasn't that he was a simp or he was this or that, because I had some of the best. Believe me, they were not no punks. They weren't no simps. They weren't none of that. But they just loved the way that I looked and I'm flavor. So I can't speak for the majority. My life has never been race.
Say that right there.
But
right
I know it was my looks. Because
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I wanted to sell drugs and be a dope girl and do nothing, go to party and bullshit all my life. So that I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing. I had street stuff that was I had that. And so,
but girls don't want dope boy.
My looks carried me a long way.
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna say that a man does want a beautiful or attractive woman. Okay, yes, but I really don't think. I think there are more, and I was about to say intelligent. No, it can't be. But there are more good spirited, hearted people in the world than there are bad. It's just that the bad are so bad that they're more noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't think that real men that's the most important thing. That's not what the only thing. What you
Right.
gotta
But
say? What you gotta say, Courtney?
It's on the list, and I agree 100% with my sister, and I can definitely relate. But I am getting older, and I look in the mirror.
Right.
I'm getting older, and I realize that I can't be with men who just want me for that.
Right.
That
I had a turn. I had a turn where I just had to stop and look at life like, what am I doing? I always stayed in school. I was always in school, so I always had education. But I wasn't doing anything with it because I was kept, and I was well kept, and I had so many men that I was super well kept. So, I didn't miss anything. But when I got to the point that I'm like, this ain't what's up, it was like,
okay, Sam. How many relationships you been in? Can you remember how many you've been in life?
Yep.
How many?
3.
wow.
3. Okay, I know. Of course, this is your best. You got a wonderful and fantastic wife. I'm trying to tell you, beautiful, smart, intelligent, supporting, loyal. You couldn't do any better, bro. Now, with that being said, that's not why you with your wife because she beautiful. So you contradicting yourself.
What'd you say?
You contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I can't see you just being with a woman.
I'm not talking to you, Lyric. I'm not talking to you, Lyric, right now.
Sam. I'm talking to
Samuel.
Sam. I can't see him.
No.
Like, his mind is too great just for looks.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But he said that came out of his mouth. Come on.
No, I said when you first let's look at Miss Green up here, right?
Yeah. Right. Be careful now.
You talked about 2008. When was it? When you first saw her?
2013.
2013 when you first saw her. When you first saw her, what was the first thing you noticed?
Her voice, she was singing. You asked me. See, I told you I'm a rare breed, bro.
I said the first thing you saw, not heard. What was the first thing you saw?
Her.
And did you think she was attractive?
Very much so.
Okay. the point that I'm making.
Well, she's
is,
more attractive now.
the point that I'm making is that certain things get you in the door.
Oh yeah, with that, yeah, that's
Right.
it. Oh man, that's
Well,
man, y'all got some trickery with y'all, man.
no, that's a fact. Certain
That's
things
some
get
trickery, man. Go ahead.
certain things get you in the door. Now, there are certain things that the example I use of the job interview.
Yeah.
Men have different priorities. Like everybody has different priorities,
All right.
but men's priorities are a lot different because when you made the statement "happy wife, happy life,"
Mhm.
that right there, I completely agree 100%. And all the married guys that I'm friends with, they're all the same way.
But
We literally, our life is about making, when we know that our wife is happy,
right,
we know she's not roaming. We know the eyes aren't wanting the ears or whatever right there. Like that's that security that they have our back. So what I mean, to me, I feel that's 100% right there. Because when you like to use the term real man and man, which I don't think is a difference, but since you use that term, a real man is a protector. A real man
provided.
is supposed to make sure the home is taken care of, his wife is happy, his partner is happy. So when they're happy, guess what? He happy. Now,
That's what I just said.
no, but you were
Happy
saying that.
spouse, happy house.
You said both of
I
us
didn't
have.
say happy spouse, happy.
I said both people had to be happy.
But the happiness of one makes the other one happy. I get my
What you
biggest.
smoking over there?
I
What you
get.
drinking something over there? What you drinking?
I
I'm
get.
gonna be happy. He need to gonna be happy then.
I get my biggest joy when I know my wife's happy.
Oh,
That's
that's so
true.
sweet. That's so sweet.
That way
That's so
you know
sweet. Okay, with
he
all of that,
loved his
skirt. I love you, Samuel. That's my winner right there. But I know it. I feel you on that one. Let me tell. Let me show y'all. Sawyer, you ready? Let me show y'all why I'm so freaking shitiful. Hit it, Sawyer. Let me get that, Sawyer. We taking you so long. I don't hear nothing though. Are you serious
Give
right
me a
now?
yeah. No, give me a sec. I gotta refresh the
Oh,
screen
okay.
share.
But
When I've
anyway,
had it up for that long.
hey Sam, I learned a lot about you though tonight, bro. All
All right, here we go. Yeah.
right, here we go. Now you see why I'm so shittiful.
What's going on, brother? You doing all right? When I tell you I can appreciate black love, I appreciate black love. It was a song that I had in my spirit. And I sung this song at my wedding. And it exemplifies what black love means. Feel me? The song goes a little something like this. I'll be committed to you. I'll never leave you. There's nothing in this world to make me walk away. No matter what life may bring, I'll be by your side. No matter what you face, you won't be lonely. Because forever is a long time. And that's how long I love you. That's how long I love you. Forever. Forever is a long time. And that's how long I love you. That's how long I love you. Forever. You got something you want to say, bro? First, I want to say I never do anything half-assed. So instead of getting on one knee, I'm getting on both. I want to say that not only, first of all, God take me out of the way. I want to say since 2013, not only was I in love with you, but I've been in like with you. We had our situations where we couldn't, and we respected those boundaries. But on March 22nd, at New Planet Entertainment R&B Festival, it was a wrap, and I ain't talking about no burrito. When I seen you, when I asked you when you was available, you no longer was. I was invited, we were invited to many other ventures today. But this is your birthday. So where God created you is where I want to propose to you. I'm asking you that I would feel honored, privileged, for more for you to be my wife for life. Somebody listen to the black love in the building. See, forever is a long time. That's how long I love you. That's how long I love you. Forever. Y'all make some noise for black love, man. One more time.
Hey.
Boy, you gave me chills up here.
Thank you, Sawyer. Thank you, Sawyer. Yeah,
You're so
man.
extra.
Now you see why I'm so cheerful. You know what I mean?
You're so extra.
Yeah, that's my baby,
But you
man.
know,
And I've never proposed before. And I've never done that before. My
thank
first
you, baby.
time. You already know. Anyway, this has been a um, great episode.
Almost
And
made me cry.
uh, every time I watch it, I cry. I shed a little tear. You know, it's a great adventure, and I like this format. And guess what, guys? We will talk about that after we cut. Okay, don't y'all hang up. I got some great news for y'all. Okay,
Okay.
so don't nobody hang up after this. But anyway, this has been a great show. We'll be back next week. I want to talk about next week. I want to talk about the Americanization of the Catholicism. The Pope is American. Oh wow, where they do that at? Trump is trying to make America great, ain't he? Hey, but they said Snoop Dogg gave all of the what's it called, the conclave, some of that damn Chiba. Y'all heard about it? They said that's what that white smoke was coming out of that shit right there. That was that Chiba. No, not really. He got it from me. But anyway, peace, love, and hair grease. Hey, see y'all next week.
All right now.